PSA, I do not be eating booty though.
Game is no playing, we heard you was slacky and I get that front end, back end, back end. I got your bitch trying to tap in.
Yes sir. Y'all know what the fuck going on. It's your boy M-Dub and I'm back with another episode of the Tapped podcast. And I'm in a little bit of a different location as y'all can see. Beautiful scenery. Had to have a city on our back because we putting the city on every single day.
Facts.
And I'm locked in with a special guest tonight on the Tapped podcast. I got the one and only Kxlla Kellz in the building, man.
Biggest Kellz since Robert, you know, like, so it's like,
I love that.
I'm feeling good though, you know, weather's good,
man,
vibes
beautiful.
Is good.
Hell yeah.
There's some pollen in the air, but we gonna make it.
Allergies been kicking my ass this year too.
Like,
it's been crazy, no lie. But I'm super excited to have you on the platform. Just to give I guess a little bit of a backstory about how we got to this point. Me and Kxlla Kellz actually met via Facebook Live through our Tap Podcast music reviews, and she won our
shouts out to the pod too. Thank y'all.
Hell yeah. Thank you for making that dope music. It was, I mean, the people said it, you know what I mean? It was the people. No lie. I love it. But we definitely gotta, ask you a couple questions while we got you sitting down right now on the platform. If you're ready.
For sure.
Let me know.
Let's get it.
All right. Well, first question being, I always ask a guest is, where you from?
So, all right, it's kind of hard to even say, but I say I'm from here in Columbus because I did spend I say equal amount of time in both places. I did go to Plethora for 2 years, so once a tiger, always a tiger, whatever they say. And then I graduated from Reynoldsburg. If you
I know where that's at. Crazy. That's so crazy that you say Reynoldsburg. I used to live out there too. I went to Baldwin. Are you familiar with Baldwin Middle School?
I've heard of
Baldwin, yup. And I forgot the other school. It's like Hannah something or something.
The middle school I went to a charter school. Don't nobody know it. It was called A+ Arts Academy, but it was super centered around performance and stuff like that. So I did hella plays and shit like that in middle school. It was super tight.
Hell yeah, that probably influenced you on your musical talent today,
Facts.
Hell
super.
Yeah. So you kind of balance between Cincinnati and Columbus, which is super dope. Where were you actually born? Like, which one?
I was born in California. Crazy story.
Damn.
Yeah, but my family's from here. My dad and my mom, I guess when they got together, got job offers out there type shit around the same time. So I just came about in the swing of that, and they both ended up saying fuck it, back to the East Coast. They both said it was my mom said it was the weather, my dad said it was the cost of living. So
probably a little bit of both. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I like it. So
Cali
I would have never
girl.
known. Cali.
For
Fun
sure.
fact, man. That's why I like sitting down with artists, because we get to learn things of that nature. But you was going in a little bit on your childhood as far as the middle school you went to. But could you go a little bit more in depth on that as far as what type of kid you were growing up and things?
Yeah, man, I was a quiet kid, honestly. I'm still quiet. I always been real observant though, you feel me, watching shit, feeling shit, writing. I've always wrote. I started writing poetry, and one of my best friends now was my English teacher in middle school. Was her mom actually. Okay. So she literally hit me up recently and was like, dang, it's crazy you doing music now. I still got your poems from 6th, 7th, 8th grade.
Dang.
They was that good. That shit was crazy to me. I'm like, damn. She kept them up. She won't even let me see them, but I know. I'm like, it must be some shit in there.
Especially if she kept it all those years.
Yeah, I was always doing something artistic, man. I had small friend circle always. I was that kid that was known but didn't hang with everybody. Everybody knew that I sung or that I played violin good or that I, did my little thing like that. But nobody really knew me personally, only a few people, so. Like
a popular loner kind of?
Man, fact, that's the best way to word it.
I can relate to that a lot. So that's pretty dope. It seems like you've always been, involved with writing and just creation, so that's pretty dope. So when did you start taking the music thing serious?
Well, okay, so I tried to take it serious at first. What would I say? That was my sophomore year of high school. I don't know if you're familiar with Elements.
Downtown. Yep,
yeah,
sure.
So I used to go there my freshman, sophomore year when I was at Plethora. I used to go down there all the time. So that was my first taste, getting in the studio, dabbling in production, performing, collabing with people, networking. So that was cool, and I really liked the experience. But the only thing about it was it felt forced to me. It felt oh, well, this is my dad's friends, you know, thing, so I'm gonna do this for them, da da da. But it never felt organic like it does now. So I think taking that step back and taking a break. I always wrote, but just taking a break from actually being in the scene and, you know, finishing school and all that obviously was hectic. I don't even know how I made it.
Itself, huh?
Me, I don't know how I made it.
Hell yeah. So like talk, I guess, like a time perspective for us. So was this like 4 years ago?
This would
like
be 2014. So I'd say 6-7 years ago.
Okay.
Was my first run at it. And then recently, I would say last October, September, October, was when I really started getting in the studio. Because my friend Jazz in Columbus, she's always had a home studio.
Shout out Jazz.
So yeah, shout out to Jazz, that's my dog. But she's always had a home studio, so one day everybody was sleeping, I just was up. I'm like, fuck it, I'm about to go in here and see what this talk about. I've been writing this little verses beat, let me see what it sound like. And then when everybody woke up and I played it for them, they was like, oh shit, like, you know what I mean? They were like, oh no, we ain't know. They expected me to go in there and sing, because you feel me, grew up singing. I never ever thought about rap until last year.
Wow.
So yeah,
that's fairly recent though, if you're saying October, September of last year, with us being in only May, you know.
Yes.
A
lot has happened.
Yeah, exactly. I was just about to say that you've came a long way. I mean, you got projects out there, you've been linking up, you got management behind you and things of that nature. Now this is, I should have told you in the beginning, but this is going to be like a 3-part interview, so we're going to go into that more on the second part. So make sure y'all hang tight and watch the full interview to get that part. But just to keep it in that beginning still, Kxlla Kellz, that's a name in itself. Could you know, like, explain the name and how you got it?
Yeah, so shout out to my nigga Marley. I got the nickname Kxlla Kellz from my nigga Marley, because he, I don't know, he just started introducing me to people. He was like, this my nigga Kxlla, like, da, da, da. So everybody started calling me that, like, friends, people I went to school with, like, it just stuck. And at first, when I first started rapping, I was just Kellz, like, just Kellz, no Kxlla, yeah. I recently, I would say maybe a month or so ago, like a month ago, put the Kxlla on there, because I felt like it was too many Kellz. It's like when I was on Google and stuff like that, you want your artist name to like stand out. You don't want nobody else to have your shit if possible. So, and
you don't want to get sued, shit, you know.
Facts. You don't want no copyright, no nothing from nobody. So the Kxlla, and then with an X, just made it, you know, a little bit more original, a little bit more me, put a little spice on it.
Some of that Kxlla Kellz flavor, huh?
Yeah, but it it got a flow to it, and I feel like personally I kill every song that I'm on. So, you know, there's always that too.
Ooh, I like the little pollen going past me. But so you said you kill every verse, so it's really like a self-explanatory. Kxlla Kellz, you know. Kxlla verse. I like that. I like that. See, if y'all didn't know, we dropping them gems for y'all on the top motherfucking podcast. And
that's every verse, features, everything.
Everything. And I was listening to your catalog, and I can say, like, you definitely got a like a particular sound to your music. I would describe it like you use a monotone voice, and I really like that about it, because it's very original to you, you know. So I'm curious as to who are your musical inspirations?
So I would say Drake is my number one, like that's my top. And then my favorite rapper personally is Lil Wayne. So
the GOAT.
Yeah, you know, like literally. So I grew up listening to him, and the way he just does metaphors and like stuff like that. I could never get that off the dome, but on a pen.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I've tried to get up there. So I would say that was my top two. And then female wise, I listened to Lil Kim, growing up, Trina, Nicki. So yeah, I'd say those are my top three. Missy Elliott, oh my God. Wow, yeah. Can't forget Missy. She's like legendary. So
most definitely. Yeah. You got a powerful list. What I noticed from that list is that's with everybody that you named, they have very lyrical content. Facts. You know what I mean? So that kind of explains where you
need the bars. Yeah, like bars it's the pen for me. You know?
The pen for you. I like it. I grew up listening to like Drake, Lil Wayne, and stuff like that. So that's what I consider as real hip hop, because that's what I was introduced to it as. So that's everybody that you just named is like up there in my list too. Yeah. if they not up there on my list, it's definitely like a respect thing. I still respect them, you know.
Oh,
That's
Kanye, I forgot Kanye. As
Legend
far
too.
as like production, beat selection, that's been a big influence as well.
Hell yeah, that's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. Y'all didn't know, man. Now y'all know. So Kxlla Kellz, I probably got maybe one or two questions before we move over into our second part of the interview, which will be focused more on like your music and your tapes specifically.
Sure.
But I do want to congratulate you on just your social media presence and how you conduct yourself in general. Very professional. You respond very rapidly when it's about your business.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
facts.
And when I was like going through your Apple Music and stuff, you got like the lyrics on your shit and everything. Like that's oh my God, I
I'm real meticulous about stuff like that. Like I am a perfectionist all around. I definitely knew coming into it that I didn't want my shit to just be like everybody else, like just on YouTube or just, you feel me, like you could Pandora Radio. It's a personalized station for like it's a Kxlla Kellz radio on Spotify. So yeah, like just shit like that, just being in the algorithms, man, you got to like
gotta tap in
for sure.
Gotta stay tapped. All right, last question before we move on to part 2 of the tapped interview with Kxlla Kellz. I gotta ask you, I feel like it's perfect segue into the next one. Do you think that you found yourself fully as an artist, or are you still searching?
I think I'm still searching for sure. I think as an artist, it's a never-ending process for sure. Especially with how like the industry is and just hip hop in general, you can never get too comfortable. I feel like the moment you get too comfortable is the moment shit start to go left. So I'm constantly learning, listening to stuff, old school music, just to see, you feel me, like what did they do? I watch other artists' interviews to see, you feel me, how they approach certain questions, and you feel me, like I'm always learning and growing, especially, oh my God, in the booth.
Oh yeah.
I be struggling, like you can ask anybody that's ever engineered me, like they be like, she get to tripping in there, but it's because I'm so like, I want everything to sound like perfect and be,
I like that, man. And like I said, that's the perfect segue into the next part of the interview, because we're going to actually get into the music and talk about that more in depth. So make sure y'all hang tight. Kxlla Kellz live on the motherfucking Tap podcast. Y'all heard it first. Stay tapped. Big T's in the building. We'll be back in a second, y'all. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We back with part 2 of the Kxlla Kellz Tap podcast interview tonight. Still feeling good?
Feeling great.
All right, cool. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Like I mentioned earlier, part 2 will be focused on her musical catalog in particular. We're going to focus on that new album that you just dropped recently, Rhythm and Trap.
My favorite.
That Rhythm and Trap just dropped. It got 10 songs on there. I think like, 2 or 3 features?
2, yeah.
Yep. So it dropped Christmas too.
Yep.
It dropped on Christmas last year. So it's still fairly new, you know what I mean?
Yeah, very recent.
Barely been 6 months or so. So just talk about that project, what went into making it, and things like that.
Yeah, so it's crazy. I started recording it, I want to say the end of October of last year, and you just said it dropped on Christmas. So as you probably could figure, it was a lot in a little bit of time. But it didn't feel rushed at all. Everything came so naturally because I had been through so much the past couple of years. I already had shit to get off my chest, you feel me, as far as writing goes. So everything just flowed, and before I knew it, I had the 10 solid songs. I had already released Cause and Effect before I dropped the tape. Yeah, I think that dropped, I want to say the end of November or somewhere around that time. So I had that out, and then so I just had the other 9 to finish, and I was always in the booth, like, me and my engineer, I was going to Chuck, if anybody know about Chuck, but he got his own little spot, so I was fucking with him on the engineering side, and everything just like, even I was nervous getting in the studio because, you feel me, I had only recorded myself in my friend Jazz's studio beforehand.
What you were saying earlier.
So yeah, I was nervous about getting in a booth with somebody because you just never know how it's gonna go. So, but that just flowed naturally and dropped that motherfucker. But it was just really getting shit off my chest mainly.
Hell yeah. So with the Rhythm and Trap, you said it was only like a little bit over a month for all those songs?
Yeah.
Like were they like previously written, or like literally all those songs would develop new songs?
All those songs were new. I want to say some of the intro I already had previously written, but aside from that, it was literally just that and Cause and Effect. So,
damn.
Yeah.
So the single on top and 10 other new tracks. You was in your
4+.
bag.
Every time I was in the studio, it was no less than 4 hours. Like,
Wow. By Christmas.
Yeah, and I record pretty quick. Honestly, I could finish a song in an hour or less. So.
Okay. So you record fairly fast.
Yeah, he mixed fast. He always mix it right then and there too, so I could have a little input on certain drops and shit like that. Like, I love being able to have that input. Eventually, I'm trying to learn how to engineer myself, but I love being able to actually see that part of it. So that was dope too.
Right. Why Christmas? Is it just a gift to the world? You know?
Yeah. Like, it was a Christmas present to myself mostly.
Right.
I'm not super big on holidays.
Right.
Personally, I just never. I'll do like a Friendsgiving before I do some family shit, like some traditional shit. That's just me. But so Christmas was the same. I was just like, at first I wanted to drop it on Thanksgiving, but that would have been rushed because you feel me. I definitely didn't have enough time when I started to do that.
In October.
Yeah, like that was put too much pressure on myself. But that was another reason I had so much of it done. I think was because that was my first deadline, and then I realized after I got like 4 or 5 songs in, and I still had to re-record some shit like that. I'm like, nah, like let's shoot for Christmas.
Yeah,
like that's just gonna be my Christmas present to myself. You feel me? Hard work, and then to the rest of the world.
Yeah, that's a great present to give yourself, no lie. 10 fire tracks. Could you talk about some of the features on there? You got Landlord. I liked his feature a lot on the track, and I like that name too. So talk about some of the features and how you linked up with him.
My friend Marley that I was telling you about earlier, he used to go by Marley Hendrix was his rap name, but he just switched it to Landlord recently. I believe last summer he did that. So that's him under that feature. But we were just in the studio. Like sometimes we would go in on sessions because he was also trying to finish a tape around the same time I was. His didn't drop yet, but just us both being on that grind mode. Like I played the beat and did my verse. And I think it was towards the end of the session or something like that when I did the first verse on there. And he was like, nah, I'm about to write to that when we get back in here. I'm like, so we went on another session and he did his verse and then I finished it. But it was so dope. That's one of my favorite songs on there too. Like one of my favorite like verses of mine personally too.
Yeah, I like that track. Yeah, and it's kind of cool to know that y'all was in the studio recording it together.
Yeah, facts.
It could have been one of those send-overs, you know.
Yeah, I really don't like doing that. I like to be in the studio. Same with Jazz. That's on there. We was in the studio together. That one we did record ourselves though.
Okay.
Yep.
So you said that track was recorded by you guys. Oh, that's pretty dope.
Yeah.
That's very talented because it sounds very good with the mix and things of that. The whole tape in general, I should say. Very uniform. The mix is very nice on all of them, and the lyric thing that I had mentioned earlier is a great addition to the tape.
Thank you.
For sure. The cover art too as well. I love the little pill bottle with the what is it, the weed, and it says expire when friends are around.
When friends arrive.
Or when friends arrive. That's hilarious. So like, what made the cover, or like what made you come up with that?
So it started off as a template. Some of it, like the mic, the chain, it's something else on there that was in the template. But my brother, Sax, he goes by Sax Fifth.
Oh yeah, I know what that is.
Yeah, he does, you know, the little cover art and visual editing, photo editing, stuff like that. So when I sent it to him as an idea, he was like, oh no, I got you, sis. No, don't even worry about it. Like, I'm gonna send this to you in a couple days. And it was like crunch time too, and he got it done literally in a couple days. Like he sent it to me. Yeah, and it was fire. Like I love that cover. But he picked the little pill bottle and all the little extra shit at the bottom, like
so you
the
had
watch
a vision,
and all that.
but he brought it to life, kind of. Put a little extra flavor on it.
And I love that. I love having that because a lot of people I hear from a lot of artists I even work with that it's hard to find people to do cover art or you feel me, edit pictures and stuff like that. So I'm thankful that when it come down to it, I do got that.
You know? Those connections, those are very important. Rhythm and trap, we breaking it all the way down. I feel like it's only right by rhythm and trap. You know what I mean? You gotta let them know why that name.
So. Remember I told you I did the singing thing for a little bit, like I started off singing. So I was thinking, how could I incorporate, like, okay, I'm not doing R&B as a joke. I can't remember who I was with, but as a joke, I was just on some fried shit. I'm like, man, I'm doing R&T, rhythm and trap, and I can't remember who I was with, but they was like, yeah, that's the one. I'm like, that's the one. Like, I didn't come up with a title for the tape until I had all my songs finished.
Okay.
I didn't solidify that until, because I wanted to listen to it top to bottom and really have like a idea of like, yeah, what the sound was. I wanted the title to fit what the sound was, and I think it do.
I think it do too as well. It flow very nicely with the order of the songs and things of that nature. So that's cool. So like rhythm and blues, rhythm and trap.
Yeah, because it's like a little bit of both. Like I dabble. I get inspiration from trap music, obviously, and you know, a little bit of R&B, a little bit of soul, jazz. I grew up listening to that.
Hell
so.
Yeah. Hell yeah. That's pretty dope, man. That's pretty dope. If y'all didn't know, now y'all know now. Make sure y'all streaming that rhythm and trap out now, all platforms.
All platforms, all of
platforms.
them. Even the ones you can't pronounce. Like, they out on them too.
They out on there too, like you said. All links will be dropped below, so don't worry about, you know, can't find it and all that. Just look below. That's all you can do.
Know.
Now it's time for one of my freaking favorite segments of the Tap Podcast. It's called Break the Bar.
Oh, I'm so excited.
And if you don't know what Break the Bar is, for the people that don't know, I'm going to read off a couple of lines that I gathered from listening to your musical catalog.
Okay.
And I'm going to just have you know, explain it, how you came up with the line, where was you at when you made it, things of that nature. You ready to get into it?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, number one, for Break the Bar, we got... And if I butcher anything, I'm sorry.
Okay,
you know,
no,
flows
you
and
good,
stuff. Don't be mad at me, y'all. But so we got number one. And for all the bitches wondering, I still be eating asses. Oh shit, I still be eating acids. Since I butchered, I'm gonna do one more time. So Break the Bar, we got. And for all the bitches wondering, I still be eating asses. Oh shit, I still be eating acids.
Acids
So.
with the... like the tabs,
Yeah.
you know, like that. I don't know, man. It's the Casamigos for me.
I had to ask. I'm like, whoa. I was like, did I just hear that?
Was I'm trying to think. Was that one of the songs I wrote at work? Because there was a point where I was literally, a lot of that tape I wrote like on breaks at work,
That's that
waiting
intro.
on calls at work. Like you know me. I think I was just trying to be like funny on the drop of it. At first I was gonna like talk shit, but then I was like, nah, cause I'm really a funny ass person. Like I'm a jokey joke. I'll joke about anything. Can't sit next to me in class. Like I'm that person. So like I had to put something like that on the tape for sure. Like,
Hell yeah, just like
that's
show your personality.
yeah, eye raisers like.
The real Kxlla Kellz.
PSA, I do not be in booty though.
PSA, man. That's off that intro, parentheses, enemies, off Rhythm and Trap.
Yes,
so make sure y'all go listen to that. I swear, I promise, it really is on there. I didn't make that line up.
Yeah, that's a real line. But you got to hear the song to hear you feel me.
All right, you ready for bar two?
Yeah. How did I know you was gonna pick that one? I was like, that one is probably.
I had to, you know. It would be wrong if I didn't say that one, you know. Bar two, we got these niggas hobosexual. They just stay for the bed.
Facts. That's just that, you know. I'm tired of niggas just coming around because a bitch got a spot, you know? Like, that shit's getting really old. I don't know where niggas are staying at nowadays, if it's a car or, like, a trailer, or I don't know if it's uncomfortable beds at they mama spot or what be going on. But, yeah, that was definitely a jab at those situations. Like,
I like that, and that's off that Enough. If y'all didn't know too, so tap into that.
Yep.
Bar three?
For sure.
Bar three, you ready?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Picking on one time.
Thinking of good ones. I was listening to your music. I was like, I gotta ask her about this one and that one and this one. There's plenty of bars. I got a ton of them, but I'm only gonna throw a couple of them. That could be a whole podcast.
Sneak
in
peek
itself.
for everybody.
Yeah, exactly. This one of my favorite ones right here. Bar three. You say, I touched down 97, seen 12s before 11. Made it to 24. I'll be rich by 27.
Yeah.
What about that one?
That was literally, I was going so hard when I was writing that song. Like, it was so from the, like,
and it's called How I Feel. So it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it was really how you feel.
Yeah, literally. Like a lot of people don't know, or they think that I don't know about certain stuff, or you feel me, like shit like that. Just because I don't know, small. I look 12. I'm 24. I know I look young, and you feel me. I just had to put that
Talk your
out
shit
there.
for real,
Me
popping
talk
your
about shit. Like, by the way, you feel me?
I like that. Once again, that's off that How I Feel. Make sure y'all go tap into that song as well. I got one more for you. One more. And then I got a couple more questions, and then we're gonna go to part 3, okay? All right, last one. You say, and this one I know I'm gonna butcher it because like the flow.
And I am gonna be rich by 27. Y'all heard it here first.
Y'all heard it.
Don't think I lie. I don't lie on no tracks.
I like
no
that.
No rap cap.
Hey, y'all heard it. Y'all heard it. Bar 4. You say, don't be mad at me. I know I'm a butcher. You say, I go to the club just to grip hoes. You can't get this 40. You worth $1 like some grippos.
Yeah. I had to
I
shout
love
out.
that.
You can't get grippos nowhere else. You feel me?
Exactly.
If you didn't know where I was from or my home base, you feel me? The grippos, you know that's Ohio. Period.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You feel me? So
Ohio shit.
that was a sprinkle of. You feel me? I sprinkle a little shit, and if you really listen to my music, I literally tell my whole life story about music. Damn near. Like, I don't leave too much shit out. So
Fire.
you just gotta really listen.
That's off that Walking too. Make sure y'all tap in all these different songs. And this is, like I said, only a small percentage of the bars that Kxlla Kellz be dropping.
For
So
sure.
that's why I love to break the bar segment, give
Yeah.
a little insight on a couple of them. So that's another successful completion of Break the Bar.
That was dope.
Last but not least, or well, with this section in particular, when it comes to your recording process, are you mainly a writer? Do you freestyle or?
I write before I go to the studio mostly. It's some songs like I can't even think of which one. Fire in the Booth was one off my tape that I wrote like part of, and then got in the studio and just kind of went with the flow, how I felt, you feel me, like shit like that. But most of the time I'll have a whole song, if not like 80% of it written, just because one, I don't like to waste time in the booth. Obviously you don't want to waste, time is money. And then two, like I don't know, like I rehearse songs before you feel me, like I go through that whole process, and I like to have a concept and shit like that.
Right.
I don't feel like freestyles always can do that, you feel me, unless you already have one like laid out, but I'm not that type.
I see what you mean. But if it come down to it, like you need a couple bars, you would definitely freestyle like class 4 bars
Facts,
or something like that.
Yeah, like definitely some shit like that for sure.
Hell yeah.
Sometimes that's needed. Sometimes you really don't know till you get in the booth how you. I just listen to what the first part sound like, and then be like, all right, what's the vibes, and then I just go from there. But
go from there, basically whatever the energy is. Speaking on energy, what's your particular vibe in the studio? Do you like having people there, nobody there, smoke, drink, what you know?
It really depends on how I'm feeling. I'll say it depends on the type of song I'm doing, because certain songs, like the more like emotional, like lyrical songs, I don't really want nobody around, or it'll be like my sister or like my nigga Marley, like it'll be literally me and one person.
Right.
But for songs like Walking, when we did that, it was like 4 people in the booth with us, I want to say, like 2, like shit like that, like the up tempo, I be one motherfuckers, like oh god, like damn, oh no, like
what they doing?
Oh god, but yeah, it really depends on the type of song.
Okay then. I like that. We tapped in with Kxlla Kellz on the motherfucking Top Podcast today. Big T is in the building. We about to come back with part 3. Part 3 will be, unfortunately, the conclusion to our interview with Kxlla Kellz. If you stay this long, you a real topper. One more part left. We'll be back in a second. Love y'all. Peace. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are finally back with part 3 of the Kxlla Kellz interview on the Top Podcast.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's been a beautiful interview thus far.
Oh, thanks. Yeah.
I'm glad to be able to sit down with you, pick your brain. Talented, powerful black female artist, which is very, very important. You know, we support athletes, entrepreneurs, and artists all the time, but you know, when that melanin come in too, it's like a little you know what I mean? So we love that. I'm gonna just finish it off with a couple questions and then leave it open to you to let people know what's upcoming next and give any shout outs, okay? But
sure.
first, I was scrolling through your IG and I like your pictures too. You got your drip, you put your shit on, you feel me? You be doing your
I ain't
thing.
put no drip on today. I'm, just
Nah, you came on
my
the chill
fit be
slide.
representing my mood. So that's what I'm on today.
Ooh, you're your dark wave with it. I like that. But well, on this particular post, you was like dripping. I noticed UGG, like the UGG brand actually commented on one of your posts. Yeah. And are you like into fashion at all? Like, are you a
I dabble. I wouldn't say I'm super into it, but I can't say I know how to put that shit on when I need to. That was super exciting though. I didn't.
Hell yeah.
I looked when I woke up. I was like, oh, ugh.
They was messing with you. They said I can't remember what it was, but I think they had sent like some hearts.
I
and
think
stuff
they
like
said
that.
this is everything with some like hearts.
Some hearts, yeah. That's make me geek out a little bit.
Yeah,
like
I was like, okay, I'm in the algorithms. That's what I be saying. You got to get in the algorithms, man.
Exactly.
For sure.
So that's a little cool fun fact. You can go to Kxlla Kellz Instagram, which will be below if you want to see that comment as well. So I do want to tap into your management just a little bit. Could you let us know who you manage by and how?
Yeah. So I just recently signed to Ocean 5 Records. So
Congratulations.
Shout out to Ocean 5, the family. First and foremost, before anything else, that's definitely, we've all created like a really unique type of bond. So super duper happy about that. I do have my single Element coming out under Ocean 5. It's dropping next month. I don't want to give the date, but it is coming in June. So definitely stay tuned for that. And also visuals, again, not too much, but visuals are coming soon, very, very soon.
Okay then. Big tapped energy,
Yes.
big tapped energy. Well, you already started speaking on it. Let us know what else upcoming next.
Yeah, so my single Element, it's kind of like an auto-bio, even though I did tap into that a little bit on rhythm and trap. This one, I feel like is a little more relatable to everybody, and it's a little more catchy.
Okay.
So I'm super excited to drop that next month. And from there, I am working on a project. I'm just kind of figuring out what concept I want to go with for sure. I'm juggling through a couple different things right now, but more information will be posted very soon on that.
Definitely
I'm shooting for before the end of the summer, but
Okay, for sure. So definitely more music. You said more visuals, more videos.
Yes, for sure.
More, I'm guessing, networking, more podcasts and things of that nature.
I've been doing a lot of networking. Y'all go see me a lot of places really soon, especially June.
Pop out seem to be strong in June.
Yes.
Feeling them.
June is
it's right around the corner.
Dang, this girl everywhere. Like,
I like. You got any shows coming up?
I do. So let me think.
And then if you don't remember, we'll drop everything below too. So
I want to say June 18th is gonna be a hemp fest.
Ooh, I love the hemps.
Yeah. So that I believe is June 18th. You could double check below for exact. But that's a big one I'm excited for. And then in between time, it's a lot of little stuff going on, little shows, little open mics. It'll be slots for other artists to perform at certain stuff if you want to. So definitely tap in with me for that too. But yeah, we working for sure.
Yeah. Hell yeah, beautiful. Seems like just more and more advancing.
Yes.
Love to see it.
Always growing, never stop.
Big tapped energy. I appreciate you again, Kxlla Kellz, for coming on. We got you a tap t-shirt too.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I ain't bring it with me, unfortunately. You know, I like to give it to you on camera and all like that. So I'll make sure she get it.
I'm going to take a fire-ass picture and it's cool.
Drip in it, and then you can tag us and we can comment under like, ugh.
Yeah. Yeah, facts. So you're like, tap commented under my post. I'm so excited.
I love it. Big tap energy tonight, man. Kxlla Kellz. Shout out to people that's behind you, man. Or anything you want to shout out, I guess.
So shout out to Ocean 5, first and foremost, the family. Shout out to Jazz. Shout out to Marley for featuring on Rhythm and Trap for sure. And for just helping me build as an artist. Them two for sure have been a big part of me being as consistent as I've been. I'll say that. They stay on my ass for sure. And shout out to my grandma.
Oh, shout
I'm
out Graham
definitely gonna
Dukes.
show her
Gotta
his.
shout out Graham Dukes.
Big shout out to my grandma. That's my biggest support system and all the family, you know. But outside of that, self-made. I wish I had my hat on today. I do have a hat that says self-made that I be wearing, but
I love it. You gotta like show me the hat or something like.
yeah.
But that's tapped right there. Last but not least, Kxlla Kellz. Can you lead the tappers out there, the people, the fans, whatever you want to call them, with one piece of advice coming straight for you to keep them going?
One piece of advice coming from me is to be yourself. Don't try to be no meme or no person or no nigga, no bitch, because you see it's working for them. No. Just be you. That's my number one.
Simple as that. Be you.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Big Tap energy tonight on the Tap Podcast.
Yes, and thank you for having me. Appreciate you. It's
yeah,
been real nice, real chill.
And you definitely, we got a lot more tapping in to do.
Yeah.
We have officially, I mean, we've been friends since like we had met on the live, but we locked it in for show today.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, we'll support you. I see anything, I'm gonna comment, make sure I share and things of that nature. That's what this is all about. This platform is all about.
And vice versa. I'm really debating if I want to join that.
The verses.
I really been
tell
going
you
back
what.
and forth myself.
Tell you what, if you come on the live and you decide that you do want to do it, you can still like join while you watching the live. It ain't like you don't have to sign up before necessarily. Yeah. So be on the lookout for that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. And you Kxlla Kellz, you gotta go kill
I
a
know,
couple. You know what
that's
I mean?
what I was saying. I'm like, shit. Is this my calling? Like, is y'all calling me?
That's right up your alley.
Oh God.
I love it, man. It's your boy Tap Dub of the Tap Podcast. I'm bringing y'all that educational, that entertaining, and that motivational content on a daily basis. I tapped in with Kxlla Kellz, and now I'm tapped out. Peace.
Make a few payments, no playing. We heard you was slacking. I get that front end, back end. I got your bitch trying to tap in. I made that bitch take off shoes for she sat in. Packing her back, the little bitch started nagging. Back then, bagging these hoes a habit.